Hey guys, thanks for coming to my channel. Thought today we'd do a little Sunday glam. Very natural. First we start off with some primer. I'm using the Maybelline Baby Skin. We're just gonna rub that in. Sped this up a little bit. You don't need to see me rubbing in primer. Now we go on to foundation, and I'm using my all-time favorite, the L'Oreal Pro Glow. It's really nice for people with dry skin. If you have oily skin, I'd totally recommend the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. Alright, we are going to blend that out with the Real Techniques blending sponge. Just going to blend all of our foundation out. I like to use a sponge because it gives me more of a flawless finish. Please ignore the lighting and my messy kitchen. It's a Sunday afternoon. My kids are home with me. I decided to do this randomly. We haven't gotten backdrops figured out yet, so the lighting will be better, the backdrop will be better, everything will be better once I get everything done. But for a first video, it happens. Alright, and after the makeup sponge, then I like to take a brush and kind of smooth it down my neck and just get everything looking nice and flawless. Alright, next I am going with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Sand. Got it on my hair. You're going to see me get real annoyed with that hair. I'll pull it back. So it's going to look like I'm going in with a ton of concealer, but I'm not. It's the end of the tube, so I have to keep dipping in because I'm not getting anything on the wand. Ridiculous. So I'm just going to put this in the areas that I like to highlight or conceal a little bit more. So I like to conceal under my eyes. You'll see me go there. And then we do a little bit on the forehead, nose, and then I'll conceal a couple other areas you'll see. And now I'm concealing my upper lip. If you're like me, I have mustache issues and melasma over there, so I like to conceal that because my upper lip is a little bit darker. I was making a face before because I need to go get my stash waxed. Lovely. And now I'm just going to blend that all in using the Beauty Blender again, which is not really a Beauty Blender, it's the Real Techniques blending sponge, but you know what I mean. So then I'm just going to blend this in for a while. Alright, now I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild Pro Contouring Palette, and I just use this to set my concealer. I'm actually in the market for finding a new one because I noticed this dries out my eyes a lot. But for now, it does the job, helps to not crease. I highly recommend setting your concealer, especially if you have a lot of under eye like wrinkles and fine lines. It helps from it setting in there. Now I'm going to take my CoverGirl TruBlend and just set my rest of my foundation and face in the concealer. I have like none left. I really need to get some new stuff. So now I'm just going to take that and blend it all over my face to make things more smooth when I do the rest of my face. Alright guys, now I'm going to start contouring. I'm going to forewarn you, my contour is not that great today. I didn't have the best lighting. I'm going to blame it on that. Oh, it's not as blended as I usually like it. And I didn't notice it until I started editing and when I looked in like natural light in the mirrors. So I'm sorry. But we're going to chisel out those cheekbones and then we will move on to bronzing. So much fun. So right here I noticed that I have an unblended spot on my eye. It happens all the time. Usually I'm wearing glasses, so I miss it. I don't know if I just don't catch it when I'm looking in the mirror or what. And now I notice that one side is much darker than the other. These are the real life things that happen while doing makeup, guys. I have this issue all the time. One side always ends up darker, and then I have to go in and fix it. Ugh, the joys of makeup. Now we are gonna do a little bit of contouring on the forehead, make it appear a smidge bit smaller, you know. Now we're going to go to that jawline, try to get rid of that double chin. Didn't really work very well. Now we're going to go in with the NYX Matte Bronzer. I just use this to warm up my face a little bit more, kind of blend out that contour a little bit more. Just kind of brings everything a little bit together after the contouring. Yeah, for some reason this side looks hella dark. I'm not really sure what's going on. When I was looking in the mirror, it didn't look like that. They looked even, but that one side just looked like I went crazy on the bronzer. I'm gonna blame the lighting, I guess. All right, now we are gonna go in with blush. I'm using the City Colors Blush Trio that I got in my Ipsy bag. Love it. And we're just gonna, you know, lightly apply some blush. I also noticed at some point while doing my blush that when I looked in the mirror, it looked like I had absolutely no product on, and when I looked in camera, it looked like I was going to town on blush. So if it looks a little cray-cray, I promise it didn't in real life. For some reason, the camera just picked it up a lot more. Now we're gonna go in with highlighter. This is from Ofra Cosmetics. I don't remember the name. I'll try to put it down below, but we're gonna go in with some highlighter. Don't mind me, I'm highlighter crazy. When you have dry skin, your life goal is to look dewy. Dewy, dewy, dewy. So here we go, a little crazy with the highlighter. Bridge of my nose, cheekbones, Cupid's bow, you know, pretty much everywhere. Now we just blend everything out. We don't want any rough lines. We don't want it to look like we just have a streak of highlighter, streak of blush. This is where I missed blending on some sides. So my contour game and my blush game was not on point, but my eyes are gonna look awesome. Now we're setting everything down with some setting spray. This just kind of helps to soak up some of those powders and set everything down so it doesn't move. I go a little crazy on the setting spray. Now we're gonna do our brows. My everyday brows are a little bit different than my glam brows. When I do my glam brows, I go in with products and I kind of draw them in a little bit more. With my everyday brows, not bras, I just use this Essence Make Me Brow, and I just kind of fill them in a little bit, and it just adds a little bit of fullness and a little bit of color, and then I blend them out. So it's not quite as glam and dramatic. It's just kind of helping my everyday brows just look a little bit better. All right, guys, now we're gonna blend my eyebrows in. You'll notice I'm love to blend. Blending makes everything so much better. And now I just totally fudged my eyebrows up. I'm gonna leave it there for now and we will fix it later, but we're just gonna keep blending, go to town. Oh, and now we're gonna fix that. Just take a little Q-tip, comes right off, no big deal. And then we're just gonna finish our brows, blend, and then we'll move on. All right, now we're gonna go in with the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette, and we're gonna take the colors, I mixed two light colors, and I just like to put a base down. Just kind of helps my shadows pop a little bit more because I have very dark eyelids. So that's what we're doing right now. Now we're gonna go in with my baby. I love the Morphe 35O palette. Ugh, it's my baby. Warm colors are everything to me. So now we're gonna go in with this warm brown shade. It's just gonna be our transition color. I like to lay a shade down first so that it helps everything blend together. So that's what I'm doing now. We just put this down, kind of warms up the outer crease of the eye and helps everything blend a little bit better later. We're going in with that next brown shade. It's just a smidge bit darker, not very much. It's just kind of adding a little bit more definition. Just deepening out that outer crease a little bit. All right, I have no idea why I look so pissed off right there, and then I almost dropped my palette, so then I was a little mad at myself, but now we're going in with a little bit darker of a shade. Really, guys, just doing a smoky eye is just going in with shades and building them up. Start with the lightest shade and build it up to the darkest shade. I like to use a lot of colors. It just adds a little bit more definition, makes everything a little bit smoother. But so we just went in with another matte brown shade, just darkened it up a little bit. And then after this, we'll go in with yet another dark brown shade and just really define that outer crease, and that's what gives you that smoky eye effect. All right, so this last brown shade, the darkest one, I'm gonna keep this very close to my lash line and to the outer crease, because all I am doing here is trying to build up that intensity. So I just want to deepen up that outer crease, and I don't want to take it too far up or too far in because I just want that outside to be nice and defined. So that's what we're doing here. And now we are going to take that shade we started off with on a clean blending brush, and we're just going to blend everything together. Like I said, blending is everything. It makes everything look more smooth, no harsh lines. It just pulls everything together. And I find using that first shade you used on a clean blending brush, it just helps, and it blends everything together. So that's what we are doing now. We're just going to do a bunch of blending. Alright guys, now we're going to go back to that Kat Von D palette, and I'm going to use that bright shade right there, that whitish shade, and I'm going to put that in my inner corner of my eye and blend it out a little bit. I just like to do this to make that inner corner pop a little bit more, because otherwise it was looking a little bit dull. So we're going to pack that on. Now we're going to take a blending brush, the same one that you used before is fine, and we're just going to blend out those lines a bit more so we have no harsh lines after doing that. Now we're going to take a flat shader brush with that same shade that we just put on our inner corner, and we're going to put that on our brow bone. This helps lift the eyebrows, and if you blend a little too high, then it kind of just, you can bring that down a little bit and get that blending a little bit more under control, those colors. And then I just take my blending brush again from before and just kind of smooth out that line. Now I'm going in with mascara. I kind of messed this up. Usually I go straight to my under eyes after this and smoke those out, but for some reason I went in with my mascara. So I'm going in with the Maybelline Lash Sensational. Best mascara ever. I love this stuff. And I just totally hit the brush on my upper eyelid. I do this all the time. I don't know how people don't get mascara on their upper eyelid. So I'll fix that later. But now we are going to smoke out that bottom lash line. I'm using not the darkest matte brown I used. It's like the second darkest shade that I used. And we're going to smoke out that bottom lash line. Alright, now I am going in with that light shade that we first started with. Basically, we do everything that we did before in reverse. I just don't use as many shades. So now you want to lay down the darker shade first, and then you're going to put that lighter shade over to help blend it out. So that's what I was doing there. And now I am going in with the highlighter that I used on my cheeks, and I'm going to put that in the corner of my eyes. This is just going to kind of make your inner corner pop a little bit more. It's going to make you look a little bit more awake, which on a Sunday, I am needing that because we all know that with 2 kids, you don't get to sleep in nearly as late as you would like. Now I just did a little dance for you guys. This is the worst part ever. I hate it. I'm going to line my inner lash line with the Rimmel, some Rimmel eyeliner. Not sure what it is. But it is awful, especially when you have contacts in. I did it on my contacts. Ugh, it's cringeworthy. So I'm just going to line the inner lash line, and then I think we do... Oh, we fixed the mascara on the top lash line. You know, just take a Q-tip again. Q-tips are a girl's best friend with makeup, I swear. And you just kind of wipe it off. It flakes right off. No problem. Now I'm going to go in with lips. And I am using the Wet n Wild Rebel Rose. And I love this color. It's so beautiful. And I'm just going to line my lips, fill in my lips with that. And then I will be going in with another color by NYX. Not sure what the name of that one is, and it kind of creates an ombre effect. And then we are just about done. And we are dancing because it's almost the end of the video. We are almost done. We are going to set with setting spray one more time. This locks everything in, sets all this powders in from the eyeshadow, and just, I love setting spray. I'm not even going to say why else I put it on. I just love it. All right, so we're going to fan ourselves off, do a little dance, and that is it, guys. This is the completed look, and I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Please subscribe if you would like to watch more. I hope to get some more out soon, and thanks for watching, guys. Bye.